Hi friends, I'm Jamila. Welcome to the Venus Experiment channel. So today I'm joining you from inside my computer through Zoom meetings, which is where I do my readings on. And I wanted to show you how I look for relationship compatibility. And this is the first step. It is so much deeper than this, but this is the first step, and I can teach it to you to look up how you're compatible with other people. So I want to show you that here today. So I'll guide you through. Let's go to my website here. Let's see, venusexperiment.com. Get that out of the way. All right, venusexperiment.com. Here we are. And you'll see we have Moon, Venus, and Mars. These are the three most important planets to look at for relationship compatibility. And remember, this is just the first step. This is the first layer of the onion of looking at relationships, and it's a very important first step. And you can start with this one. So we look to the moon for emotional compatibility. Well, we look for Venus for romantic compatibility, ideals in the love, and values in love. And then Mars, we're looking at physical chemistry. We're looking at how we take action, and one of those actions is part of love. So that's Mars. So really physical chemistry. So what you want to look at most importantly is which of these three are most important to you in a relationship. This is a good question. This is what I ask clients. It's not about just general compatibility. It's what do you need most in a relationship? What's the number one priority? Is it emotional connection or that romantic connection and values? Or is it the physical chemistry in Mars? So we would like all three to be super compatible, but that's hard to find. And it's just the first layer of the onion. So if all three are not compatible, that might be a good sign that it's not that great of a connection, but it is just the first layer. So don't put everything on this, okay? So, okay, say you don't know what your moon, Venus, or Mars are, and you're just new to astrology. Well, you can look up your full chart at astro.com, or you can just look up your moon, Venus, and Mars here on my website. So you go to your stars here, and then scroll down, and here's the link. It's an external calculator, so you have to actually click on this link to look up someone's birth info. So say you know your moon, Venus, and Mars, but what are your others' moon, Venuses, and Mars? All of your others, not just romantic relationships, but friends, family, work. All these relationships are important. So, oh, looks like I have all my info saved in here. And so you just put day, month, day, year, time if you have it. It's okay if you don't, just sometimes it might not be able to get the moon without the time. And AM, and then let's see, oh, not PM, AM, and time zone, Pacific time. Great, and then submit. And that is it. To find out your moon, Venus, and Mars. You don't have to go to astro.com. You can do it right here at venusexperiment.com. So you see here, we've got Sun in Sag, Moon in Scorpio, and Venus in Aquarius and Mars in Sag. And these are links to my website. So I'm still working on I'm writing Sun and Mercury's on my website. So I'm not quite done with that because I really want the 5 personal planets to be the focus and the emphasis in relationships. It's just the first step, the first layer of that onion. So let's look at the moon. What are my emotional needs? Scorpio moon, intense. Scorpio moon gets such a bad rap. I'm gonna try to change that here with my Scorpio moon description, the extremist, definitely extremist. So on my website, on the moons, I really tried to get pictures of everybody's eyes because they say the eyes are the window to the soul, but I feel like the eyes are the window to your moon sign. So look in these eyes and look at all these moons, these emotions, deep penetrating eyes and deep penetrating emotions with Scorpio moon. Beyonce's eyes. Oh, Bruce Lee, the best. Scorpio moon. Way to channel that intensity, right? Oh, some intense Scorpio moon eyes. Definitely see it in their eyes, right? And then down, there's one more down here. Oh, oh, Miley Cyrus. Intense Scorpio moon eyes. So check out the eyes on your moon page. And then right here, this is what I want to show you. These are your emotional connections. So this is where you find emotional harmony and compatibility. So the harmony really comes with other water sign moons because they are on the same wavelength, same needs domestically. So that's Cancer moon. I call it the lover. And Pisces moon, the dreamer. The other two water moon signs are very harmonious with Scorpio moon. So every moon sign will show you your emotional connections and where you have that strong connection. So also earth signs are very compatible with Scorpio moons, grounding for the Scorpio moon. So it doesn't mean that you're not compatible with those people that have moons in fire or air signs. It's just not as strong. So we're just looking at where the connections are. So make sure you pay attention to where the connections are and don't get stuck and caught up with they aren't there. If your moon does not connect emotionally to your partner's moon, that's okay. You make other connections other places. So we're just looking at astrology on where the connections are. So now we see emotional connection. Okay, that's really important. Now I'm going to go back to that page. Here we go. And let's look at Venus in Aquarius. Who is compatible with Venus in Aquarius? Well, other air sign Venuses. The free spirit, Taylor Swift. Here we go. There's the love connection. So here you want to look for, and I've divided it into same-sex relationships and heterosexual relationships. I feel like there's a slight difference here. Tell me what you think. What do you think with this? So and this might get complicated, but this is where you need to read it out, and it really shows you the love connections. If you just want to look Venus to Venus, your Venus, say it's in Aquarius, in an air sign, is going to be really harmonious with other air sign Venuses, right? And here we can really look up the compatibility. Oh, we see that the free spirit plays on Team Freedom. Who's on Team Freedom? Well, it's all the air sign Venus and Mars's. All the air sign Venus and Mars. Oh, now I'm in my Squarespace. No, I didn't want to do that, guys. Well, Mercury is retrograde while I'm doing this. So here we go. Team Freedom. Ah, yes. Team Freedom, the free spirit, is going to connect with Venus in Libra, the princess, and Venus in Gemini, the smarty pants. These all have the same values of sociability. It's air, so they value freedom. They value mental connections. They look for and are attracted to minds and to words and to mental connections more than anything in romantic relationships. So that's where they find that romantic place. And then we have the Mars in air signs as well that are on that same wavelength with their physical energy. So, all right, let's go back to, let's move to Mars. Let's move to Mars. Okay, see if we can go back here. Mars in Sagittarius. Okay. So this is what you can do to look up your own moon, Venus, and Mars, and look up anybody that you love and write it down. Remember what their moon, Venus, and Mars are. So Mars in Sagittarius, kind of a free spirit here too, playing on team passion because it's fire. Mars is your physical energy. So I'm going to look at here. I really shouldn't say love connections. Well, it should, but it's physical chemistry connection. So this is where we're looking for physical chemistry. So we would find that with other fire for that trine, and for air for that sextile, that harmony with air, because air feeds the fire. So you look for another Mars in a fire sign. This is where it gets complicated with the same sex versus heterosexual relationships. I do see that difference. So in a male-female heterosexual relationship, you cross the Venus and the Mars. And I'm doing it here for you so you don't have to know this. But it's the woman's Venus to the man's Mars. And in the same-sex relationship, you cross them directly. So Venus to Venus and Mars to Mars. But it's all laid out here. Let's see who else is on Team Passion. That's going to feed the passion for the Mars and fire signs. Ooh, well, those are the ladies. Venus in the fire signs. Now we have Mars in the other fire signs. We have the hero, Mars in Leo, and Mars in Aries, where it's at home as the super fiery animal warrior. And these Mars and fire signs, these three Mars and fire signs, definitely share this heroic, passionate energy. They're also beasts. It's the ram and the lion and the centaur, half man, half horse, half human, half horse. So there's an animal thing here with fire. So fire is going to connect with air and other fire. So that is what you were looking for. So it's all written out here on my website where you can really look it up. Look up Moon, Venus, and Mars of those that you love and see where you connect. And remember, don't get hung up on where you don't connect. So if you want to just learn more about them, you could scroll through all the different Mars signs. I've renamed everything to fun modern day archetypes that I thought were fun. Mars in Aries is the warrior, and they certainly are. So if you click on learn more, that's where all the other stuff is about the love connections and the chemistry connections. But you could just scroll down and learn astrology here with really studying the moon, Venus, and Mars and learning all about them. It's a great first step. And then the next step are the aspects. But first, you really want to understand the sign placement of Venus and Mars and the moon. It is not all about your sun sign, that is for sure. Every chart is different. Some people will be all about their moon sign, and then some people will be all about their sun sign. So every chart is so different. So you can learn about all the different Mars signs and all the placements for Mars. Just hearing people in my head saying, Mars doesn't like being in Libra. And this statement really irks me a little bit. Mars, let's not say that about Mars. Mars doesn't like being in Libra. That is not true. But astrologers say that every day, all the time. Mars doesn't like being in Libra. Moon doesn't like being in Scorpio. It behaves differently. That is true. That's a learning tool. But let's not go there as a way to really understand the energy of Mars and Libra. Mars in Libra is a perfect expression on its own. And Mars doesn't say, I don't like being in here, but for a learning tool that it is in unfamiliar territory, that's important. Mars is in unfamiliar territory, being charming and romantic. Mars, this is our inner warrior. So it's not that Mars doesn't like it. That's a learning tool. Let's really explore what Mars does in Libra and not what it doesn't do. I hear people say that all the time and don't take it personally. I sure did when I was a kid, learning about my Scorpio moon and everybody really dumping all the worst stuff possible on Scorpio moon. Yeah, Scorpio moon's intense and you got to be able to deal with those intense emotions. But we don't need to say the moon doesn't like being in Scorpio. It's just an unfamiliar territory. Okay, so I hope this is a neat guide to my website and to how to look up the basics in your compatibility. This is where I start in my readings, Moon, Venus, and Mars, and then you can dig deeper and deeper into those relationship dynamics. But this is where it starts. This is the base. So okay, I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough of my website, and I hope that you use it to learn more about the people that you love and understand them better. So, this is the first step in compatibility. If you want an emotional connection, you look for moon compatibility. If you want that romantic values and attraction connection, you want Venus to be compatible. And if you have Mars, if you're looking at Mars, you're looking at physical chemistry. So it depends on your priority at the time in what you're looking for in relationships. So it'd be great if all three are compatible, but it's not necessary at all because there's deeper layers with relationships. This is just the first layer, but it's good to understand where we're coming from elementally in the way we approach relationships because it's all so vastly different depending on our moon, Venus, and Mars. So look it up. Okay. Bye, friend. Thanks for joining me here inside my computer. Okay. Bye.